wish I could relive it twice.
Bam posting a picture holding up the number 83, paying homage to that famous photo of Chamberlain.
Let's hear it for Bam Adebayo, 83-point performance, second most points in NBA history.
Congratulations, Bam. 83 points in a single game. Really unbelievable. And our thanks to Will Reeve tonight. Thank you at home. I'm David Muir. I'll see you right back here tomorrow. Good night.
David Muir, the most trusted anchor in America, the most watched anchor in America. Thank you for making World News Tonight with David Muir the #1 newscast in America.
Right now on News Channel 6 and 7, a push to change ballots from digital back to paper, what lawmakers are considering. And fake delivery scams are on the rise. A warning from a South Carolina family on how you could spot the red flags as your news at 7 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 7.
Good evening, everyone. I'm T. Griffin. Thanks so much for joining us. Coverage you can count on begins with several voting reform bills failing to move forward before last week's crossover day deadline. But the numbers are not adding up at the Augusta City Department. And the audit of the Housing and Development Office is complete. Commissioners ordering the audit after they were told they owed more than $8 million in reimbursements and penalties. If found that millions of dollars in grant money for rental assistance are unaccounted for.
6.8 million actually that they can't confirm. The auditor said on yesterday that was actually utilized for the actual ERA expenses, so programmable expenses. So we're not sure. You know, the auditor could not confirm that it was used for those expenses.
With no answers to how that money was spent, some commissioners want to see the audit findings turned over to the FBI since federal funds are involved. Well, it's time now for a first look at our forecast. Chief Meteorologist Jenna Petracci, and the weather was nice today. Warm still, but really nice.
Yeah, it's really just a summer-like day at this point. Feeling more like June with high temperatures at 90 degrees for some of us today. Here's our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview network across the CSRA showing that sun getting ready to set. Some beautiful skies out there, just a mix of sun and clouds for us today with a high of 89 degrees in Augusta. This officially beat our previous record high of 88 set back in 1990. Notice the average high is 70, so well above that by nearly 20 degrees. And this was actually the second earliest temperature of 89 or higher on record. So that just goes to show how unseasonably warm it is right now. Low to mid 80s right now, 84 in Augusta, 83 in Aiken. Sparta, you're at 82, 84 in Lincolnton. Dew points are climbing back into the lower 60s. We're going to see that moisture increase ahead of a cold front. It's also breezy now. Wind gusts up to around winds sustained up to 18 miles per hour, and those winds gusting up to around 20. Now, as we look at our satellite and radar, no rain at this time, and same story for the rest of this evening, but we will be having a high rain chance tomorrow morning, and I'll time it out for you on your feature cast coming up. But back to you, Dee.
All right, thanks so much. Well, the Federal Trade Commission is seeing a spike shopping scams. Now, a South Carolina couple is warning about deceptive deliveries. Diane Lee explains.
Months ago, the Doms in Simpsonville lost more than $430 on account of nothing. That is, nothing showing up on their doorstep after they ordered a MacBook computer through Facebook Marketplace.
We were here waiting for it, and it didn't come. Right.
And every time we re-enter an appeal, the first thing they come back with is, well, seller shows us with delivery confirmation.
And they'll say, have you contacted the seller? And we say, yes, but we try, but he doesn't respond.
Since Mike Doms had used PayPal when he bought the laptop, he thought it was guaranteed by the company's purchase protection program.
We actually told him, this is a scam. It's obvious. There was no package delivered. The delivery weights, everything about it was wrong. It was actually shipped before we bought it.
And when their complaint was denied, the Doms even gathered evidence from UPS.
They did write a letter saying that that tracking number did not belong to our address.
And did that help?
No.
PayPal declined to comment on whether it would require seller delivery notices to match a buyer's address when disputes arise. But the company, PayPal, does not tolerate fraudulent activity, and we work hard to protect our customers from constantly evolving scams. We are aware of this commonly known scam and encourage people to remain vigilant online, especially when transacting with someone they do not know.
Online shopping continues to be one of the top 2 scams that's reported at BBB Scam Tracker.
Hunter Jones, the president of the Better Business Bureau of the Upstate, says a growing number of ads on social media are scams.
A red flag to look out for is if it's a newer website or a newer, member on Facebook. Look at that company. If it's a newer company or person that's selling something, that's a huge red flag. You want to make sure you do your due diligence on that.
Facebook now lists when sellers joined and their ratings so you can read reviews. And if you're buying through a website, use whois.com to see how long that site has been active. Other red flags: bad grammar, requests for untraceable payment methods like gift cards, and pricing that's below market value. After 5 months with no resolution,
First thoughts? Hallelujah.
PayPal reimbursed the DOMs.
One of the best ways to protect yourself when buying online is to use a credit card, which often allows you to dispute and reverse charges easier than a debit. Well, a Wilkes County man learns his fate after pleading guilty to murder charges. Shannon Box was accused of stabbing and beating 3 people to death and injured a 4th person. Today, Box pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 3 consecutive life sentences plus 25 years. A Columbia County man behind bars on child pornography charges. 30-year-old Kenneth Human is charged with sexual exploitation of a minor. Now, according to investigators, Human's home was searched after a tip from the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force. He's being held in the Columbia County Detention Center. McDuffie County leaders are answering questions about a proposed data center. Tuesday, commissioners met with developers about Project Azalea. It's near Randall Hunt Road. It would create about 125 jobs, but some who live there are raising concerns about its long-term environmental impacts.
I think they told people what they wanted to hear. I don't know and I think there are some elements of truth in it. But I think by and large, it's a lot of like, oh, there'll be no X, Y, or Z, or we will comply with whatever regulations you put on us. And the inverse of that is, if there wasn't a regulation there, we wouldn't care.
There will be a public hearing on Project Azalea next Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. in the Government Center complex in Thompson. Well, today the Salvation Army kicked off a fundraising campaign. It's called Standing Together, Restoring Hope. They're raising money for the Center of Hope. The goal is to better serve those who are homeless.
So there will be smaller independent rooms in individual wings that can accommodate more families between the women's shelter and the family shelter. So having more space, having the separation, having playgrounds, having the security allows for more of these families to come to us and hopefully makes it more inviting.
The current Center of Hope on Green Street has a footprint of more than 75,000 square feet. The new property on Hale Street is about twice that size. A local teen with a lifelong heart condition is recovering after a rare double organ transplant. 17-year-old Colin Gibson was born with a rare congenital heart defect, enduring many surgeries during his short life. Last year, at an annual checkup, Colin learned that not only was his heart failing, his liver was too, and he would need them both replaced.
And that was devastating. We knew one day it was coming, and that was devastating to hear.
Oh, yeah, dude, I was terrified. I definitely was.
Colin is nearly fully recovered from the January surgery and now is taking daily anti-rejection medication to stay healthy. To learn more about his story, just find this story on WJBF.com. Well, coming up, the U.S. energy market feeling the impacts from the Iran conflict. We'll have the latest when we return.
Good evening. I'm Renee Miller with you. Storms tomorrow, but Friday looks fantastic. We'll get a break from the heat, at least briefly, and then we'll warm up over the weekend before cooling down again next week. So I'll have all the details on these temperature swings when we return.
Insurance company. An accident can pause life, but it does not have to stop it. Mike Hostelow Law Firm helps you recover, rebuild, and keep moving forward.
Now, your most most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Welcome back. Yesterday, I had a very fun school visit over at Warren Church in Augusta. It was the Impact Homeschool Co-op made out of 3rd through 5th grade students, and all of them were so bright, even the 3rd graders. They all asked amazing questions about the weather. They were great listeners and excited to learn, and they really did such an incredible job coming up and presenting the forecast. Definitely the best, most impressive job I've ever seen out of all my school visits, because all of these kids added so much detail when they were presenting the forecast. So I definitely think we could have some future meteorologists that can join my team one day in this group. So thank you so much again to the Impact Homeschool Group for having me. This is our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam showing a beautiful view, a mix of sun and clouds as that sun is setting now over Augusta Regional Airport. The official sunset will be at 7:33. Our current temperature is still at 84 degrees with a southwest breeze of 17 miles per hour. Luckily, the dew points are still slightly on the lower side. Now, if we had dew points around 70 like we would have on a summertime day, it would be feeling a lot more humid out there. But overall, pretty comfortable right now. Low to mid 80s. A couple places hit 90 today. You can see this colder air is about to rush in, though, 50s in Oklahoma. So say goodbye to the warmth, at least for now. We were going to feel pretty chilly out there around this time tomorrow, and it's all because of this cold front. This is what unfortunately brought devastating severe weather to parts of the Midwest and down towards Texas yesterday. This system is weakening as that area of low pressure is way up towards Canada now, and as that cold front comes in tomorrow, we will have the chance of rain and storms early in the day. So you can see it's an interesting forecast. We're starting out in the upper 60s with cloud cover, rain and storms, and then as we get into the afternoon, you'll actually see some sunshine as those temperatures cool down into the 50s, and it's also going to be really windy. We have a lake wind advisory for wind gusts up to 35 miles per hour. Not a good idea to be out on the water tomorrow, especially because we also have a threat of severe weather. This is for Thursday morning, a marginal risk across the area. So here's our future cast. We're dry through around 6 a.m. Showers and storms get in our western counties first around 7 to 8 o'clock. Some of these cells here could contain some damaging wind gusts, and the chance of a tornado is very low, but it's still possible that we could have a brief, weak tornado. This window for severe weather is very short, though, between the hours of 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. This is all just messy rain coming in, some pockets of heavier rain possible, but since this is so fast moving, it's going to be not leading to any flooding concerns, with rainfall totals only up to around 1/4 of an inch in most places, and those temperatures cool down rapidly with that lower humidity coming our way on Friday. Dew points in the 30s and temperatures in the 30s as well as we go into Friday morning. So we'll be in the 50s as we go into Thursday afternoon, and then down to 35 Friday morning. And look at next week, we'll be in the 30s then as well. So another cool down heading our way. Our 10-day forecast showing a warm up again as we approach the first day of spring. Back to you, Dee.
All right, thanks so much. The warmer weather may feel great, but along with it comes a bigger flying problem: mosquitoes. The South Carolina Department of Health says rising temperatures are extending mosquito season and speeding up the breeding process for the pest. Mosquito bites are more than just annoying. They can also spread diseases like West Nile virus and Eastern equine encephalitis.
There's a lot of things you can do on your own. The biggest thing, as I talked about, is the breeding areas. If you can eliminate places where mosquitoes breed, you'll go a long way to addressing the problem. You may not eliminate them 100%, but you'll see a substantial decrease.
Experts also remind residents to protect themselves by using bug spray and wearing long sleeves. Well, coming up, the Peach State getting ready for St. Patrick's Day. What you can expect up next.
There's only one way to drive, and it's drive.
I'm attorney Latasha Barnes from the Barnes Law Office right here in Augusta, Georgia. If you've been injured, call me first. We are an all-female firm. We are women who win.
Call us today or visit us at thebarneslawoffice.com.
WJBF 6 Plus, now available on Samsung TV Plus. The WJBF Live Viper 6 Skyview Network is sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Low prices, big selection, and committed to quality customer service.
St. Patrick's Day is around the corner, and law enforcement in the city of Savannah is making sure people stay safe during celebrations. Nakia Harris explains.
Take a look at this, a list of ordinance violations and what they could cost you. Most fines start at more than $100 with underage drinking, carrying some of the highest penalties at $250. Savannah Police Department's Sergeant Joshua Flynn says many of the problems they see each year can escalate quickly during the celebration.
The big things we're going to be looking for that we usually see issues with is overconsumption of alcohol, people not knowing their own limitations. So we want to make sure that folks are paying attention to that, because a lot of the issues we see stem from that: disorderly conduct, fighting, things of that nature.
Police also want visitors to know the rules about how alcohol can be carried and consumed downtown.
If they're going to be out drinking, they can't consume those alcoholic beverages from their original containers. They should be consuming them in a 16-ounce cup that's clear. You have people that may try to sell alcohol to other people, so we'll be on the lookout for that as well. That's not permitted.
When it comes to where you can actually drink, officers say the rules are very specific.
So in the festival zones, you can consume alcohol out on the street and in public areas. Outside of the extended to-go cup zone, which has been extended for this year as well, you can't have alcohol outside of the establishments unless you're on the actual curtilage of the business.
Enforcement starts this Friday, and Flynn says violations will be taken seriously. Consequences can range from citations to jail time, depending on the law broken.
We will be enforcing all of the laws and all the ordinances that are applicable to the festival.
And here in Augusta, preparations are underway for the annual St. Patrick's Day celebration in Augusta. Take a look at this map. The parade starts at 7th and Telfair, goes down Green. Well, we're showing you scenes from previous ones, but it goes down Green, then turns right on 10th to Reynolds Street, and from there it's left to 11th and left again on Green. The parade will end back on Telfair, where it all started. Thousands of people are expected to line the streets in downtown Augusta.
Biggest, longest, most fun parade in the city of Augusta. We always do it on St. Patrick's Day. Some people ask why on the 17th. It's St. Patrick's Day. That's right. The day we celebrate. So we're excited to have people bring a lot of business to downtown Augusta that might not be there on a normal Tuesday afternoon. So we're excited to have everybody. Everybody's welcome.
That's funny. People ask why on the 17th. Yes, it's St. Patrick's Day. That's hilarious. The St. Patrick's Day parade in downtown Augusta next Tuesday, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day at 2 p.m. For more information, visit our friends at the Irish American Heritage Society's website. That is hilarious. I'm a graduate of Aquinas, so I always love the St. Patrick's Day parades. And Immaculate Conception, I went there for elementary school as well. Coming up, a goose causing trouble on a Florida college campus. We'll have the story after the break.
This is our call to inaction.
Lazy boy. Long live the lazy.
Some students at Florida A&M had a hard lesson about geese. A grumpy goose had waddled onto the campus and was not so happy with students getting near. Some students were staying away after seeing two others being attacked by the bird. But one girl tried to go around the animal, thinking if she gave it enough space, it would not mess with her. Instead, the goose flew at the student. Luckily, the student had fast reflexes to get away. The geese don't play, and they better watch out, because those Florida rattlers, the FAMU rattlers, what is their saying? We strike, and we strike again. That's theirs. Yeah, so the geese better be careful.
Yeah. Well, be careful with this weather tomorrow, because we do have the threat of some strong to severe storms. Short window of that from around 7 to 10 a.m. And then we cool down. So tomorrow afternoon, we're back to sunshine, but it's cold, it's windy. Friday looks fantastic, though, a high of 69, but bundle up in the morning, 35. That's going to feel really cold, Dave.
Okay, my son will have that hoodie on. All the kids will. Yep. That's our time for now. Thanks so much for joining us. Our next news is 11. Have a great night.
Should we take a look at?